Hi, it's been a while since I've done a video for designing with AI, and um, I'd like to switch gears a little and talk to you about a recent project that I used ChatGPT for. I went completely differently code base wise. Instead of an HTML app, I wanted to create my own iOS app. And this is, believe it or not, just as straightforward as with HTML, except you have to use a little bit different tech stack. And that's just a fancy way of saying you have to use Xcode on a Mac if you have a Mac. And so, in the same way, you give ChatGPT some prompts and it will simply give you the code needed for an iOS app. And you can then download a custom app directly to your phone without having to submit to the Apple Store and all of that extra red tape. So you can very quickly get a feedback loop going where you put some code up, try it on your phone, etc. And the amazing thing about this is I was able to build an iOS health app with functional fitness as the scope and integrate into Apple's HealthKit. So I have a fully data enabled, customized dashboard of my own. Just recently, I read Outlive by Peter Attia, and Peter Attia outlines three pillars of functional fitness, basically cardio exercise, strength or resistance training, and then stability work. Well, I found that Apple's apps were very lacking in this respect. So I couldn't see easily, just trying to keep track of like strength workouts I did versus cardio, all that. It's not easy. You have to dig through either their health app or their fitness app, and it's just not, it wasn't what I needed personally. I log most of my workouts when I'm outside, either hiking or rucking, which is walking with a weighted backpack, or walking, cycling. I do things like, strength training with weights. So all of this is logged by my watch, but it's really hard for me to remember just how much. There's this notion of doing a certain amount of minutes per week, and I put together a dashboard that lets me easily see this. So you can see here, I said to ChatGPT, generate the code for an iOS app that integrates with Apple HealthKit and displays my VO2 max average for the last 30 days. This is a marker that Dr. Tia says is very important. Well, whether or not you want to see something like that, the point here is that it takes you through and tells you how to set up your Xcode project. It shows you how to add HealthKit permissions. It gives you the code to do this. It's amazing. And you build it, and occasionally you get bugs. You just plug the code right back in and say, I'm getting a bug, and it helps you troubleshoot this. And so, very quickly, I was able to develop this dashboard that you can see right here that updates every day. And I get a new read. And so, right here, I can see that actually I'm doing great right this week for aerobic. I gave it a window of the past 7 days. So it always pulls because your scorecard is what you've done for the past 7 days. So it's a sliding window. And I can see in the last 7 days, I've met my goal for aerobic and for stability. But surprisingly, I'm way under on strength. So you know, tomorrow I need to do a strength workout because that's where I have a deficit as far as the three pillars. So this dashboard lets me easily see what I've got to work on in an organized single view, and I've found it super useful. And so this is almost like, in my mind, the new way of doing apps that are useful for you, a customized app for you and you alone. It's very cool. I mean, the fact that I don't know any Swift UI. I didn't know how to program this, and it was very easy for me to refine this and put it together, in a series of days. So I would just like to invite you all to experiment. Design can be much more than simply sketching out blueprints. Design can actually allow you to build something and use it for yourself or test it with other people and see if it's actually useful beyond the kind of initial ooh factor. That looks great, but what is it? Does it actually help somebody in repeated use? Anyways, I'm super excited about capabilities that are being opened up to designers, non-programmers, other creative folks. I invite you to try things like this out. And yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comments. Um, Try something out. It's a lot of fun. Thanks for listening.